In the short term, this is a right statement. In the short term, men do want someone who's beautiful. In the short term, women would want someone.
No, but I don't think it's about the riches. Do you know what I think it's about? It's the sort of personality and the discipline that someone who's managed to attain a certain level of wealth has accumulated. It's that we're attracted to. We're not attracted to the fact that they're rich. We're attracted to the fact that they will have a certain diligence about them. They will be intense. They'll be on it. 100%. And that's what we're attracted to, because every woman loves a leader. We love a man that's holding it down. We'll just be like, he might not even be rich at that moment, but you can see the potential. That is it. I don't think it's, he has to be caked in money. No, he just needs to be going somewhere and actually working towards it, because ambition is attractive. That's what I think.
And of course the ambition leads to being financially secure.
Not always. Because you can have a lot of ambition, someone can have a...
Submission, that dirty word that no woman seems to like, despite it being their preferred dynamic in a relationship. I'm gonna do something I don't typically do. Temporarily care about the fragile egos of those little snowflakes and try to explain submission to them in a way that doesn't offend them. Let's replace the word submit with the word defer. What does that look like? It doesn't mean I'm bowing down to a man and worshiping him blindly like he's God. It means I'm deferring to him for certain things because he's demonstrated competence. I would definitely defer to him in situations requiring things like physical strength and emotional stoicism, but this is the important point. As a woman, the more things I could defer to a man for, the sexier he becomes. It's not that I'm incapable. I simply trust him more than I trust myself on those things, regardless of how capable I am. And this is why we as women are always intrigued and turned on by the guys that aren't always agreeing with us on things. We like a man that could challenge us with a difference of opinion. Does this mean a man won't ever defer to us for anything? Of course not. But women want men who they can trust to step up and lead more often than not. Any woman who says otherwise is doing the dating world a disservice.
There's just something about men sleeping in that I can't stand. Like, I get it, I'm the problem, whatever. But like, as a man, why are you still asleep? You should be outside mowing the lawn. And you know what? I want to blame my dad because, dude, if my dad worked at 8 a.m., he would wake up at 4 in the morning. He had this whole routine. He would pray, read the Bible, take a shower, take forever doing his hair, whatever. And my dad always wakes up early and he's always getting into something, right? Doing the randomest things like fixing the garage or freaking, he'll find something. So I just cannot, I don't know. Wake up. Why are you all dainty still laying in bed? Why are you still sleeping? Get up. Go clock in. Okay, go build a house.
Maybe it's because that man is tired from working a full-time job plus overtime. This day and age, both men and women are tired. They both have a lot on their plates. So to have this backwards line of thought where he can't even sleep in one day or dare not even take a nap. Well, if it's the other way around, if it's you sleeping in or you taking a nap, well, it's because you're tired and you're working hard and you have a ton on your plate. Him, on the other hand, he's just being lazy. Sounds like a double standard, which apparently you recognize on some sort of level because you say, I know, I am the problem. But to breeze over that so quickly and then tell a man what he should be doing instead of sleeping in, I don't think it's registering. And a lot of men, too many men experience this time and time again in their relationships. They feel like they cannot rest. They have to be constantly doing something. Then you ladies are surprised that after that relationship crumbles and they end up like in a divorce, those men don't want to be in a relationship again. They just want their single peacefulness.
Here's the thing. Some of y'all may not care about this list, but some of y'all might want to hear what these men have to say. But let's get back into it because it was a long ass list. 400 comments. Okay? Y'all are not worth it. No peace. Being attractive means absolutely nothing. Okay? That attractive women come a dime a dozen. And y'all are usually trash and nothing but problems. Okay. Always in situationships. Too many bills and too many kids. And it just goes on and on. Okay, now, of course, I am a woman's woman, but some of these concerns are valid because for what I see a lot of times, y'all do be begging and it's tacky. But, brothers,
the whole concept of leadership comes from the feminine. That's a whole feminine attribute. through emotional intelligence, through persuasion, through collaboration, and through communication, which are all female attributes. The women would thrive if they were allowed to function at their highest capability. But what is happening, as long as women continue to listen to males tell them what they want and what they value, men always say, we don't care about your education. The moment that you get this money, this amount of things, you disqualify from a man, all of that stuff. This stunts the woman's growth. It stunts her ability to actually produce what she was meant to produce when she continues to seek validation from a man who wants to keep her here.
What do you think a man's biggest fear is? It's not bankruptcy. It's not divorce. It's not failure. And it's not even, it is literally standing in his own home, feeling like he doesn't matter anymore. When his presence literally changes nothing. When the woman he loves turns to her phone, her friends, or anything else because he's turned into background noise. When he realizes that he's no longer the prize and she doesn't brag about him anymore and he's just the guy who pays the bills, fixes things, sleeps on the same side of the bed.
That's one of man's greatest fears, is losing value, that I'm no longer important. Ladies, you have the power to give your man great value, to make him feel like he is needed, even in doing things that maybe you can do on your own. But you're like, honey, can you do this for me? Can you help out? It's when you praise him and you build him up when he does something. He comes home from work and once in a while, right, you and the kids all meet him and jump in his arms and he feels like, okay, I battled today and there was a reason. Because inside of every man, one of his greatest desires is to feel valued. That all the stuff that I do, how hard that I work, how many things that I do, and the pressures that I carry for this family, I don't mind doing it as long as it's appreciated, as long as there's a value to it, as long as I feel like the family feels like what I'm doing adds something to this family. But I'll give up on everything as soon as I believe that I'm not needed. The family can do it without me. Make your man feel needed and watch him soar.
So you married?
I'm going through a divorce.
What happened with that?
Basically, my husband stopped meeting my expectations.
What you mean?
When I met my husband, I told him what I expect from a man. The number one rule with being with me is you have to provide. I won't settle for anything less. So my husband ended up losing his job. He was the manager at a warehouse.
Okay.
So he ended up losing his job. He came home and he told me, I'm like, okay, cool. A month went by and he looked for me to pay the bills. Who paying what bill? So I was going to consider it if he gave me the money back for paying the bill. And he told me no. He felt like he shouldn't have to do that. What do you mean? When I told you, as a man, I expect you to provide. Under no circumstances will I ever touch bills as long as I got a husband. If you can hear.
He probably happy you don't know.
I'm sure he missed me.
She isn't pulling back or losing interest. She is testing to see how reactive you get to her absence, which means what she wants to know is, if I'm not right here texting you, or if I'm not right here beside you talking to you, do you get nervous that I'm never going to talk to you again? Do you get scared that the relationship is over? She wants to know if you're secure and okay all by yourself. So a lot of times she isn't pulling back or losing interest. She is testing to see how reactive you get to her absence. The key here is to show strength and not get reactive. And I'm going to explain why. And also what you have to understand is if you want to keep your relationship going and stable, you have to learn how to do this.
Men, I think what you have confused is that as a woman, I don't need you any longer. Like up until the 70s, I needed you to get a credit card. Up until recently, I needed you to have a baby. I don't need you anymore. You don't complete me. Like Jerry Maguire said, I am complete by myself. So when I say you have to earn me, it's that you have to earn the right to receive my time, my beauty, my femininity, my softness. Like I'm an add value to you more than you're an add value to me. That's where I think you're getting confused on what we're saying, that it's not 50-50. It's 90-10. Okay?
If she sends you a text message that's like, just got my nails done, or she sends you a text message like, just had this for lunch, or you wouldn't believe the amazing walk that I just went on at this park, or the amazing walk I just went on outside. If she starts giving you fluff and filler information regarding her day, that means she's trying to chat with you. She's trying to talk to you. That is a second green flag you have to look for, especially if you know this woman on an intimate level. If you guys have slept together and she's giving you this type of information about her day, that means she likes you. This is very good. Once again, you're raising her buy-in temperature. You're raising her buy-in investment. You cannot start to pull back unless you see these things. And I'm going to explain to you why you need to pull back in these circumstances very shortly. And I'm also going to show you why you have to do this, and it doesn't make you cruel, it doesn't make you a bad person, and it also satisfies hypergamy to the deepest degree.
You know, we have this conversation, or modern women do, and I think some of them are being genuine, but then you have a lot of these other ladies that say, well, you know, I like a man that's rich because he had to be ambitious to get up there. And, you know, it's really not his riches, it's his ambition. It's his drive, it's his work ethic, it's his discipline. All great things. But if y'all can see that in a rich man, how come y'all can't see the same drive and work ethic in a regular, average, everyday man who might be trying to get there, but he's still working on it? How come y'all can't spot discipline and work ethic in anybody else except a rich man who's willing to spend money on you?
So I just heard a woman on a podcast admit that she's been cheating on her husband and he found out. And so they ended up going to therapy. But then, plot twist, she is taking zero accountability and she's playing the victim card. She even goes on to say that the therapist agreed with her, telling her that the husband drove her to do it. The lack of accountability amongst women these days is unreal. You guys cheat, it's the husband's fault. The guy cheats on you, it's also his fault. So sick and tired of seeing women take zero accountability, even when they're the ones that did the action, even when they're the ones that are at fault. Still, zero accountability. And you wonder why men are not pursuing anymore. Then you wonder why.
Women can't take accountability, we all know that. Here's what you do instead. But we know that women cannot take accountability when things happen. They'll just avoid, they'll get mad at you, they'll insult you. So what's the point of even bringing it up? There is none. To a degree, you don't want to go about it logically. You want to go about it like you feel bad for them, like they did something they couldn't even control. And you want to give repercussions in the way of removing your attention. The problem is most guys go about it logically. They say, you did this, I'm so mad at you, why would you do this? And then they can't take accountability. But if you disarm them and you calm them down and you pat them on the head and say, you know what, you did that, but here's what's going to happen next. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen next. They will change their behavior. But obviously, if it's to a degree where you can't do that, where they did something so terrible, you just move on. Because people don't change and they certainly won't take accountability. For my dating system, click the link in bio.
Calling all men, especially if you agree with this comment, that you wouldn't want to be with a single mom, especially as a man with no kids. Okay, I would love to hear the reasons why. If you agree with this, if you agree with what he said, I would love to know what the your deal is. So leave a comment, please explain. Don't just leave some shit. I need explanations of your reasons why. Like, it doesn't matter on the woman and her personality and like what she's got going on, like just it's an automatic no if they have kids. Please tell me.
Most couples are not in love. They're just roommates with history. They don't flirt anymore. They don't touch like they mean it. They don't even look at each other the same, but they still live together, split bills, post like everything's fine right on social media. See, you didn't lose the spark. You stopped choosing them, seeing them, pursuing them, and replaced intimacy with routine. Now your conversations sound like coworkers. What's for dinner? You pay that. Don't forget about tomorrow. That's not a relationship. We call that a management system. Meanwhile, you're sitting there scrolling more than you're connecting, laughing with strangers, silent at home. You don't have a passion problem, all right? You have unspoken resentment, lack of effort, and zero intentional connection. Real love doesn't randomly, okay? And if you're not dating your partner anymore, I'm gonna tell you what, don't be surprised when a relationship feels
9 out of 10 women will never understand why men can stare into a campfire alone, in quiet, and call it the best night of their life. Her mind demands constant distraction. Babe, let's go to Mykonos. Let's go on a boat. Let's watch Netflix. Vacations, parties, gossip. Anything but silence. Because silence exposes her emptiness. Solitude sharpens men. We call it strength. She calls it boring. After men turn 25 years old, every quiet night by a fire becomes a silent war against demons she'll never see. Women recharge in distractions. Men recharge in solitude.
This is your reminder to stop taking relationship advice from emotionally immature people.
You should absolutely be punishing men when they hurt your feelings. When they do anything you don't like, anything, you should be punishing them. Whether that's a big punishment or a small punishment. The largest punishment, depending on the offense, should be them losing complete access to you. But if you must keep them around, you need to be charging them some fucking money.
Punishment is how you train a dog. Men are not dogs, they're people. And with people, grown adults, we're supposed to communicate effectively. If you cannot communicate when your feelings are hurt or when someone does something that you don't like, then you probably shouldn't even be in a relationship, if we're being honest. All this petty back and forth, oh, well, they did this to me, so I'm gonna do this to them. That's ridiculous. That's what children do. That's emotionally immature. And I know that ladies love to throw around the fact that we want men to be emotionally mature. However, from all the likes and comments and reposts even that I saw from this video, which side is really lacking the emotional intelligence here?
Just so we're clear, you're not allowed to discipline my child.
Understood. But discipline is part of responsibility.
You're not the father. That role isn't yours.
Then the burden shouldn't be mine either. Responsibility and authority go together. You can't separate them when it's convenient.
But you should still help financially.
Financial responsibility without authority isn't partnership. It's exploitation.
A real man steps up.
A real man also knows what he's stepping into. Blind sacrifice isn't strength.
So you just walk away from us?
I'd walk away from imbalance. I want to build a family, not inherit rules that place me beneath it.
Life doesn't come perfect. You adjust.
Adjustment shouldn't mean starting already behind. Football doesn't start 1-0, and neither should marriage.
If submission to your husband is dependent on his behavior, it's not submission, it's manipulation. Why is that? Because God told you to submit to your husbands in everything. He didn't tell you to have a caveat. I'll submit if he does what I say. I'll submit if he acts right. I'll submit when he doesn't offend me. That's not submission, ladies. And the problem that many of you are having in your marriages and in your homes is that you want to make submission a transactional engagement when submission is really a spiritual assignment from God. If this offends you, good. I meant to, because you're out of order. If you want to get in order, type apply. If not, keep scrolling.
Ladies, if you're dealing with a man that has any of these things, he may perhaps be toxic in his current life. Number one, an Xbox. Not a PlayStation, an Xbox specifically. A Dodge Charger or a Scat Pack of any kind. A beanbag chair in his room or living room. Specifically, PSD or Ethica underwear. If he's still currently wearing any one of those two brands. And sometimes Polo. But definitely those Ethicas. Number 5, if he drives trucks, any truck, FedEx truck, UPS truck, 18-wheeler truck, any truck, run expeditiously. Trust me. Number 6, if he doesn't have a bank account at his big age. Now, I'm not saying this is always the case. And I'm not saying this goes for everybody that has these things. No. But 85% of the times, the ones that have these things, they either was toxic, still toxic, or got a little toxic left in them. Trust. If you would like a part 2, let me know. But anyway, peace.
And I really like what one of the ladies was talking about. This woman cheated on her husband, and somehow she was able to twist it and, go round and round in circles until she figured out a way to be the victim. And it reminds me, there's this clip, if I can find it, I'll probably put it in one of my compilations. But this clip, man, the woman, she went and cheated on her husband, had an affair. Well, she was already having an affair, but she got pregnant on her husband's birthday. She got pregnant by the other man on her husband's birthday. Then she said, you know what, of course, I can't have this child, yada, yada, yada. So she went in, trying to terminated the pregnancy, but they didn't get everything out. And so she got really, really sick. And so she was on bed rest. While she was on bed rest, she was like, oh man, what's happening to me? Why is everything happening to me? I have a 1-year-old and I can't even take care of it because I'm so sick. And you have women in the comments that were on this woman's case. Like, girl, shut up already. You were telling this story. I think one woman said you were telling this story, and every word you say, it just keeps on getting worse. And they said things like, she continues to somehow make herself the victim in all of this. Men didn't even have to say anything. It was so bizarre that you would sit up here, have an affair, get pregnant on his birthday, go through all of the stuff that you put yourself through, and then try to become the victim.
I don't know what the current epidemic of men staring at you from across the bar and then never approaching is. I don't know what is going on with that. If you're a man, please answer me. Like, as a woman in a bar, if I'm making eye contact with you more than twice, that is free range to just be like, hello, can I buy you a drink? How are you? What's your name? I don't know why we have lost the art of just a simple conversation in public. COVID rotted our brains for the ability to just connect with other people. Especially if you're in New York and this is happening to you, honestly, I would get uncuffed. I'm uncuffed now, and I feel like it's only the type of men who would approach you in a bar. Do you know what I mean? Like, they know what they want, are like assertive enough to instigate a conversation. Maybe I'm at the wrong bar. So if you're in New York and you've been to places where men aren't just scared to literally say hi, let me know.
What is your motive? If your child is mean, you don't feed him?
Of course, I do.
Oh. Doesn't God make the rain shine upon the just and the unjust?
Yeah.
Why should you withhold your wifely duty from your husband because he's mean? No, you can't have dinner because you're mean. No, I'm not gonna iron the clothes because you're mean. No, I'm not gonna give you anything to eat because you're mean. Those are not the things you withhold when he's mean.
That is true.
Because then he's gonna say, well, if you're not gonna serve my dinner, I won't bring home the money.
Which sometimes, well.
There you go. There it goes. And then so if you're gonna be mean like that, I'll go find some other woman. And then you brought it upon yourself.
How many DMs do you typically get?
Honestly, not a lot. I'm not a big social media girl.
Smart.
A lot, but I don't answer them.
Why do you think men don't approach women anymore?
Because they're pussies. Pussies. Respectfully. Grow up hair.
Are you intimidating?
No, I just think that you need to be able to approach a woman first. You need to have respect, and you need to have like some type of suave. They're intimidated. Like, women do everything. Men do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Give me the question, babe.
All right, let's go.
Is this my good side?
Either or.
Okay.
Interchangeable.
If you're a man making $50,000 a year doing whatever, you do your 9 to 5, you make $50,000 a year working your butt off. You have a female who is under your leadership. Maybe it's your wife, whatever the case is. And she's doing OnlyFans making $100,000 a year. Just because she's outperforming you economically does not mean that because she's the breadwinner, she gets to become the leader.
But it also doesn't mean that she must be submissive to you.
Yes, she must be submissive, and I'll tell you why. The reason that you must be submissive is because everyone has their roles, and the roles don't come out of thin air. The roles come directly out of biology. And let me show you why you are submissive. If I was there right now, I could make you submit. You ain't even got to take the option. I'll make you submit. And here's the difference. You can never flip the script and make me submit. You are designed weaker. You shall be dominated.
Most women, when they experience pain, what they will typically do is look for comfort with other people, look to share that and be nurtured as they experience the pain. So they endure through the pain by building connections and relying on those connections. Men hate that. When men experience pain, if they then have to go and just be a burden to someone else, they feel worthless. Men need to deal with pain by finding a way through it and finding a purpose through it so that they can push through that pain. If you do that, men can go through the pain and put it in its place because they no longer feel helpless against the pain. There is a reason for enduring the pain. That's what men need.
This is what it means to actually submit to your husband. How can I serve you today?
Make me a sandwich.
The Bible says to submit to your husbands as you would unto the Lord. And personally, I would make the Lord a really good sandwich. The husband is also the head of the household, which is why I let him handle all of the finances. The Bible also says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and laid himself down for her. Where are you going?
There's a big difference in relationships because men, when they're in a relationship, they're in it. So if they have options, let's just say they explore those options, that doesn't mean that they're not loyal. They're not faithful.
So how is it different if a woman is exploring her options?
Men like purity and they want you to be faithful to them. There's a big difference between faithful and loyalty.
Men will have sex with other women, but it doesn't mean that they don't love you and they're not going to come back to you. So men can explore those options, but once a woman explores her options, she's done.
Find a man that is willing to do whatever it takes to provide 100% for you. If you're a woman and you're looking for a man and this man wants to split things 50-50 and he wants you to provide 50% of the income, it's time to find another man. Find a man that's willing to do whatever it takes to make it possible that if you wanted to stay home, you could stay home and you could provide for your kids while he provides 100% for the family. I believe this was a part of the original design, and I believe this is where wives will be the happiest. And honestly, if you're going to find a man that wants 50-50, he's an insecure man. He's truly not a masculine man, because a masculine man, what does he want? He wants to provide and protect. I want to provide for my wife. I do not want her to have to work a day in her life. If she wants to work, fantastic. But if she does not want to work, I'm going to create the space and I'll do whatever it takes so that she can stay at home and love life.
I messed up talking to my husband. I over-explained something when I shouldn't have. So we were by my mom and she needed some pictures hung up. And so my husband asked me, where do you want the first one to be? And my answer was that, well, I think we need to stagger them, but they can't go all in a row because she doesn't want them like that because otherwise you can tell the differences in them. But I think the first one needs to go the highest and then the last one needs to be the lowest. And we should probably have like 6 inches in between each one. And I think we should center them on the wall like this. And he just looks at me and is like, where do you want the first one? See, I answered wrong. The way that I should have answered would have been to just think about it for a couple of seconds and then say, I think the first one should go here. Women have this thing of over-explaining, and I'm not perfect, and I do it every now and then too, and I gotta catch myself in it. But men don't care about all the little details of why something is important. They just wanna know what it is you want and what the answer is. So ladies, do not over-explain when he asks you a question. Just tell him the clear, concise answer.
When you get to 40 and 50 and 60 and you're my age, I'll be 49 next month, you're not asking questions like, where did it go wrong? I'm telling you where it's going to go wrong, because the man that you want is not going to negotiate with you. So that's why you have to choose wisely. And that's why I say, ladies, do not waste your time, because you don't have time to waste. What Kevin said when asking these women, what did your mother teach you to do for a man? He said, it's to learn how to work with and for a man. So I am a woman of faith. I don't really talk about it, but even if you don't believe in the scripture, pick any book, pick any story, pick any religion. The man comes before the woman. And the woman is a helpmate. She is a support system. She makes life easier for him. She makes life more comfortable for him. She helps him achieve his goal.
What happens is now you keep him in a constant state of fight or flight mode. You keep him in a constant state of fight or flight mode because he don't know if you're gonna leave. He don't know if he come home and he did the wrong thing or didn't showcase his love today, that you're gonna throw a fit, you're gonna withdraw love, you're gonna manipulate. He don't know if, you know, what you're doing when you're saying those comments, if you're trying to get a specific reaction out of him so that you could feel loved by him, and that's really the intent behind it. But to him, it's actually just coming off like you're criticizing me, degrading me, and emasculating me in this moment. But for you, you get upset when he gets upset because you're like, why didn't you just see that all I needed in that moment was a hug and a kiss? And so what happens is you keep in a constant state of fight or flight mode. So now he's starting to get irritable, emotional himself. He starts playing the same mind games as you in the senses of, I'm just going to withdraw love from her then. I'm not.
Well, would you date a girl with like a 10 body count?
No.
Some people, they go through rough spots in life, you know, the whole thing is like the big joke daddy issues, right? The whole thing. Sometimes people want to be rebellious and they do their thing, you know, and whatever it is, like you just got to deal with it. And if that's their past and you trust them and you really like them and they're not like that anymore and they're honest with you, then that's up to you to trust them and to you know, take that into consideration.
So you would like to be the 11th or 12th?
So it's not that I would like to be that. It's just more so I'm trying to find someone who would like to build a life with me, you know? Like if that was your past and that is, like that's in your past, you can't do nothing about that. You know, especially today, like dating is really rare. And finding someone who wants to be with you and stay with you is extremely, extremely rare. So if you can find that, then why would you not trust them? You know, and trust is the biggest part of a relationship. You shouldn't be with someone if you can't trust them, you know? And you never know until you take that jump.
Modern women continue to ask, why can't I get men to approach me? Even if I'm in NYC and there is so many men out here, how come I can't seem to get a man to even look my direction? A lot of these modern women, what they do, and especially after listening to dating coaches, they'll go to places, first of all, that nobody wants them to be there. And it's funny because they don't want men to talk to them in gyms and bars, nowhere. I'm busy, don't even come up here talking to me. But they never seem to think about, oh, where are the rich men? They're over here in this lounge. Go over there and see if you can get all up in their face. See if you can get them to buy you a drink. Take you home for the night and you know, take you on a shopping spree. You don't have to do anything with them. Just spend his money and then leave the next morning or even leave that night. It's okay for y'all to go in there bothering people, but y'all don't want men, quote unquote, bothering you. It's a double standard, and men get tired of that type of stuff. That's why.
It's been 30 minutes. I tried to call him. I tried to text him. I haven't gotten an answer. So I don't really know what to do. Hey. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're at the playground right now. Why, what's up?
So I got stood up.
Oh, jeez.
And he kind of said something that really kind of just me up. And I really just kind of want my kids. If maybe you would bring the kids to come and I can just do it with them instead.
Let me call Mom and let her know what's going on, because I think they'd enjoy kayaking, but last time you asked them, we'll let them know, so.
Okay, just let me know.
Alrighty.
Alright, thanks.
I'll let you know what's going on.
Alright, thank you. Alright, bye.
I have to say that her ex-husband is pretty calm, cool, and collected over this call. Because the reality is that she just called her ex-husband because she was rejected. Her solution to that was to reach out to him and emotionally dump and then ask for her kids. I don't think that's okay, and here's my reasoning. It's very similar to the friend zone. The woman gets to emotionally dump, ask for that emotional support. She gets the attention, she gets the niceness, but what does the man get? Does the man get any of his needs or wants or desires of the relationship from her? Nope, and that is what's unfair. Just because you share kids does not mean that you need to emotionally support your ex. But I think that a lot of guys fall into this. And I guess in the early stages, it's somewhat natural that you're trying to figure out the boundaries. That's fine. But women women cannot expect men to do this for years because he needs to fill that space with somebody else. He should be putting the efforts towards somebody else. He is not just going to sit in some twisted version of the ex friend zone.
I just watched this whole video about this blue collar guy who works like 8-some-hour shifts, and then after he does Uber Eats to provide for him, his wife, his 4 kids, and the kid on the way. I could never be a man. And you're crying because he was so sweet. I could never be a man. It's too much pressure. You're expected to know everything.
Absolutely. As a woman, thank you for admitting this. Because this sort of truth is exactly what men need to hear. They need to know that they're appreciated. They need to know that they're not easily replaced. They need to know that the woman that they're doing it all for cannot just easily do it instead. And that's okay. It's actually a good thing to let go of your ego, ladies. Admit the strength in men because that actually makes them stronger.
Hi, women don't leave good men. It usually takes a woman a really long
No, that's stupid. Women leave good men all the time. I'm Max Butterfield, Dr. Max Butterfield. I study this kind of thing for a living, and if you're sick of the noise from the influencers, tired of the hot takes, the manipulation, the misinformation, the personal anecdotes leading you nowhere, follow me for daily science-backed reels about relationships, love, dating, attraction, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. No manipulation, no misinformation. I call out the BS, and I won't leave you. Well, I mean, I will. So you better follow me, or else you'll never see me again.
What happens to when the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve? Okay, if you don't, how that's working? How that's working? Yeah, but what? Why don't you go get your... Try to live your life without women. Just without women. If it wasn't for women, what would you? Aristotle Onassis said it best. He said, if women did not exist, all the money in the world would have no meaning.
Broski, just what it is. Girls want a guy that's already a millionaire.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
But listen.
Brother, the average millionaire is 60 years old, bro. So it's not even like realistic, bro. Yeah. So girls come online, I want a Hermes bag for my birthday, I want a Birkin, I want this. Bro, that's £30,000, £50,000. Bro, where do you want this guy to get this money from, bro? How much is the highest paid job in the UK, though? Like a very good job, ain't it? Like
it's probably about 100.
It's not 100.
No, the most you could get would probably be 100. Take away taxes, 60.
Yeah, but for a man to be on 100k, that is a mad job.
Yeah, I know, that's a mad
What's the likelihood of getting that? What's the likelihood? It's not realistic. It's not realistic.
After tax, it's not.
Do you know what it is, bro?
Average salary is maybe like what, 28k in the UK?
Well, you know what it is, bro? People need to come off the internet and come back down to earth.
A very traditional Christian man who asked me at one point, how do you feel about after you graduated, we just immediately got married and you were a stay-at-home wife and you didn't have to work? I was honestly offended by that question because I was so passionate about this thing that I was getting a degree in that I was just so eager to enter the workforce and do this thing that I loved and get money for it. Fast forward to today, I've graduated, we broke up, I'm now working in the profession of the thing that I got a degree in, and I changed my mind. I changed my mind, I learned. I don't want to do it anymore, I'm done.
I let dance give me low there on the hard day. You a spoon here, broad there, I want to draw chain. Hope you can do a trick, yeah, on the stick, yeah. You claiming you want to fit, yeah, they ain't it, yeah. I'm the daddy with the money, yeah, don't act funny, yeah. Got birds that I'm running, yeah, about 100, yeah. Girl, you look good, want your back, that thing, abusive dick.
Okay, definitely like this video. Go to your boy's page, watch some of my other videos for a bunch of original content. Y'all know I make a bunch of good stuff. Now, this is not me shooting the slugs at all the ladies that have had cosmetic surgeries. Because Lord knows I've dated women that have had cosmetic surgery. I done dated strippers, IG chicks, all of them. I just hope that y'all getting a return on y'all investment. Because y'all definitely risking y'all lives to have these surgeries conducted. Because I know exactly what y'all going through. So let's have the big boy conversation. When it comes to the dating game, if you're deciding to have cosmetic surgery, and you're deciding to use your body as the focal point on your social media, which most of y'all do, because the more surgeries that you have, the less clothes you start to wear. If you present yourself as prey on social media, that's exactly how us men are going to perceive you, because we're very visual hunters. We see meat, we eat meat. It's that simple. You can really trick majority of us and throw off our OODA loop just the way you present yourself online as well as in the streets. But leave your comment in the comment section. But y'all grown, you gonna do what y'all want to do.
Dudes be trying to seem so cool saying, I done already had her and she can't undo this and that. Bruh, everybody done already had her if she's a 3 or 4. The best thing you can do with a 3 or 4 is stay far away, not join in on the debauchery. Because according to the Bible, her footsteps lead to nowhere, an aimless path. She doesn't even know where she's going or headed in life. So why would you want to join in on the foolery? Even if it is just for a turn. It's so many way more important things with the one life you get that you can go have a turn with. Have a turn chasing your dreams. Have a turn creating some new life goals. Have a turn making some better habits. Have a turn checking out a couple of books. Have a turn going way harder with whatever you're doing in life, because there's always room for improvement. Don't go have your turn with a 3 or 4 that don't know where she's going or heading in life.
Can a man be a woman?
No.
Okay, so a man can't be a woman. So now I'm going to refute your whole argument. So if a man can't be a woman, I believe I'm a woman. That is my perception right now. I believe I'm a woman. I feel like I'm a woman. My name is Davina. Instead of David Cooley, it's Davina Kool-Aid.
Let's do it.
It's Davina Kool-Aid. Okay, right? And I want you to acknowledge me as a woman. Are you going to acknowledge me as a woman?
Yes.
Wow, we just caught him right here on camera. You just admitted that you believe that a man can be a woman and you would accept someone's worldview even if it's lunacy.
Reservations for one. You're gonna need that in life. If you're not enjoying your company, that means you probably need to spend more time with yourself until you can shake hands with whatever the hell's bugging you. Even high school. What'd you do this weekend? Oh, I went and saw this movie. Oh yeah, who'd you go with? Just me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going, no. I'm not being a hermit. I'm not being antisocial, but I preferred to go by myself. Or I got to dinner and someone goes, well, who are you with? And I'm like, why didn't you call us? Well, I really kind of preferred. I wanted to go have a reservation for one. I needed it.
The idea that the woman should take 100% of the costs on herself without any help from her husband or ex-husband is ridiculous. How is that fair?
Well, how is it fair that he doesn't get 50-50 custody? Are you guys equal or not?
Yes, equality means that you're both responsible for raising the children, and that includes the costs of raising the children.
So you should have equality, but not at the expense of men. 50-50 custody, no child support, no alimony. That's equality. You don't.
Alimony makes sense if the woman was a stay-at-home mother and doesn't have a source of income. How else would she take care of the kids following a divorce?
By getting a job just like the men.
Here are some signs that she is just emotionally immature. Number 1, she avoids responsibility. She often refuses to take accountability for her own actions, blaming others and making excuses when things go wrong. Number 2, emotional reactivity. She overreacts to very small, teeny tiny issues, letting her emotions dictate her actions instead of calmly addressing the situation. And lastly, number 3, lack of empathy. She struggles to understand or even consider your feelings, often only focusing on her own needs and emotions without any regards to yours.
And it's kind of weird. I do understand it, but it's kind of weird. I was watching that lady that I think Emily was kind of reviewing it. But, she was a single mom at that point in time. She was actually divorced and her kids were with their father on the playground. She got stood up and essentially the guy, I guess, said something sideways to her. So she called the man. And instead of saying, do you mind if I see the kids just really quickly? Or honestly and truly, instead of sucking it up, and I know this is going to sound harsh, but men go through this all of the time, where they would want to see their kids, but they have to suck it up. Instead of sucking it up and saying, I'll just wait until the kids get home, or go find a friend or your parents or somebody like that to talk to, you call that man on his time and you tell him, hey, this is what happened. Essentially what she's doing, and this is what modern women do, keep on telling y'all that, because they be talking about I carry the mental load and emotional labor. She's actually she's low-key emotionally dumping on him is what she's doing. Oh, this is what happened and feel sorry for me, so break the rules for me. That's essentially what she's doing.